Hello guys, it is Gate of Theories, and on Christmas Day this year, Twice Upon a Time from Doctor Who was released, and we thought it was so good that we should do a review on it. Now, if you're long-time viewers of this channel, you will know that we used to do loads of videos about Doctor Who, and we even had a playlist about them and all of that stuff. But you may notice now that there are no more videos of Doctor Who around on Gate of Theories. And to find out why that is, then you can watch our end of year special that is coming out this Friday. So anyway, today we're going to be reviewing the latest Doctor Who episode, Twice Upon a Time, and seeing the good points and bad points, and how we here at Gate of Theories found it good or bad. And before we go any further, just make sure you've clicked that red subscribe button. First of all, let's look at the idea of the story by having the first Doctor meeting the current Doctor, the 12th Doctor. Now, I think this was a brilliant idea that Steven Moffat did, having our current Doctor meeting the very original Doctor. I think it was a brilliant idea, and with an interview with Steven Moffat, he said that he found the idea to have the first Doctor meeting the 12th Doctor in a Comic-Con. A kid asked him what would be the best two Doctor comparisons, and he said the first Doctor and the 12th Doctor, and then we have this Christmas special right here. The reason why I think it works so well having the 12th Doctor meeting the first Doctor is because they're both trying to do the same thing. So the first Doctor is wondering if he should regenerate into the second Doctor, and the 12th Doctor is wondering if he should not regenerate and end it altogether. So in other words, it's the first Doctor wondering if he should regenerate and carry on with his life and see what the future brings, compared to the 12th Doctor, who has seen all his regenerations and thinks maybe it is time to stop, which is why I think it works so well. Speaking of the first Doctor, I think it's brilliant that they found an actor, David Bradley, to do an adventure in space and time, and to bring him back as to play a previous Doctor is so cool. I mean, he looks exactly like William Hartnell, and I think it's brilliant that they found an actor who looks exactly like him. Another thing I really like about this story is that you think from the trailers and from the previous episode before that it's going to be Christmassy because it's set in the South Pole and it's snowing. But in fact, the reason why it's Christmassy is because of the World War I Christmas truce. And I just love the idea that happened in real life of soldiers who are enemies becoming friends, singing Christmas carols, and I thought that in Doctor Who they made it look so good and so true, and that is exactly what happened in World War I, and I think it's a brilliant idea for a Christmas special. Now let's talk about how they brought Bill Potts back. Now, at first I thought this wasn't going to be a good idea because of course she'd went off with Heather, and that should have been the end of it. She shouldn't have seen the Doctor again. But watching the episode actually made me realise that it was great that Bill was there. As we know that seen as the first Doctor and the World War I captain, they were from a time where back then females were treated completely different, and I thought that Steven Moffat wrote Bill's character, to stand up to them really, really well, and she does, and she starts saying all these things to them that gets them to shut up, and I thought that was a brilliant idea to bring Bill back in. And yes, we know they also brought back Nardole, which I thought having Bill and Nardole, his most recent companions, who got split apart from him, to then be brought back together with the Doctor, I thought that was a brilliant ending to the 12th Doctor. And of course, who else did they bring back? They had to use the same idea, the same brilliant idea that they thought of when Matt Smith was regenerating into Peter Capaldi, by bringing back that Doctor's most important companion. And of course, the 12th Doctor's most important companion has of course got to be Clara Oswald. and I loved how they brought her back, because at first I thought that they couldn't bring her back because, of course, the Doctor had forgotten all about Clara. But I thought that having an alien, who is Bill, of course, and giving the Doctor a Christmas present that makes him remember all those things, I thought it was a brilliant idea, and I loved the idea of Clara being brought back. And speaking of the aliens, I thought they were a brilliant idea, having an alien that can bring people alive by their memories. I mean, at first I thought it would be sort of like the same idea as they did in the finale of season 8, where once you're dead you go to an afterworld, but no, they changed it a bit, and I thought having an alien surrounded by your memories is a brilliant idea. Overall, I think this episode is full of brilliant ideas, and I thought it was a great way to end Peter Capaldi's reign as being the Doctor. But of course, we couldn't finish this video without talking about the regeneration of Peter Capaldi into Jodie Whittaker. First of all, I just like that they are using the big orange waves of regeneration again, like they used with Christopher Eccleston and David Tennant, because no offense to Stephen Moffat, but Matt Smith regenerating into Peter Capaldi, it was just so sudden and quick. Matt Smith, he literally just turned around and then looked back, and there was Peter Capaldi. It wasn't anything big or anything like that, so I just thought that Matt Smith turning into Peter Capaldi was a little bit of a letdown, but this time having the big orange waves again, I thought it worked a lot better. Personally, I thought the regeneration was basically a mix between David Tennant turning into Matt Smith's regeneration and Matt Smith turning into Peter Capaldi's regeneration, and they kind of used ideas from both and kind of put them into one to make Peter Capaldi's regeneration. The way they reused David Tennant's regeneration idea is, of course, when David Tennant is wanting to regenerate, he doesn't actually want to regenerate. He doesn't want this version of himself not to go. And it's the same with Peter Capaldi playing the 12th Doctor. The 12th Doctor doesn't want to regenerate either. So that's how they use that idea. And the way they use Matt Smith's idea is, of course, they bring back the most important companion to that Doctor, as we said before. Of course, with Matt Smith, it was Amy Pond, and with Peter Capaldi, it was Clara Oswald. But while Peter Capaldi was actually regenerating, I think they used way too much of when David Tennant was regenerating into Matt Smith. And they have literally used the exact same storyline for when Matt Smith first appears, for when Jodie Whittaker first appears as well. Now, according to Stephen Moffat, Chris Chibnall, the person who is going to be taking over Doctor Who when Jodie Whittaker first starts, he asked for the TARDIS to be blown up and for basically the last few minutes of the episode to happen. And it is literally repeating David Tennant's end and Matt Smith first reappearing all over again. As we see, when Matt Smith has first came on, the TARDIS blows up, he then falls sort of out of the TARDIS, and the TARDIS is about to be destroyed because it is set on fire. With Peter Capaldi's regeneration, the TARDIS is about to be destroyed with fire, and the Doctor is out, hanging out, and then falls. It is literally copying the exact same idea, which I think is a bit bad. It's still okay to copy it, but some fans might have noticed that they literally just copied it. So guys, that is our Doctor Who Twice Upon a Time Christmas special review. And tell us in the field section down below what you thought of the episode, and if you are excited for Jodie Whittaker to be the new Doctor, or if you're one of those people who aren't really excited and think it should still be a boy. Tell us all that in the field section down below. And if you did enjoy this video, then please like it and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. And keep notified for Friday, because we are going to be doing our end of year special, and if you want to know why we don't really do BBC videos anymore, then you can find that all out in the end of year special. And as always, we've been here on Gate of Theories. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys later.